Are you ready? The Cornelia Stephanie Show. Wake up to love, your call to action. Join Cornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Cornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you today. I brought with me the gang from KS Media, and we are the fabulous group of women entrepreneurs that are here to make the world a better place. I mean, we are doing extraordinary work. That's all I have to say. I'm so excited. And I'm really excited. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Cornelia.
Hey, so good. I just want to say that, we're listening today to Peggy Bell. Peggy Bell is retired teacher, author, and best-selling author, I should say, and amazing speaker, helping women and girls step into their full potential. And so it's wonderful that you came out of retirement. But I want to talk about this, Peggy. I want to share with the audience today about what it is that you're doing and what we're talking about here. You said that different statistics regarding female mental health is rather alarming. It's what called you, Peggy Bell, out of retirement after a 40-year teaching career. You felt the need to help in some small way. And now, Peggy, you work with females from 9 to 109 to help them find their worth, discover their grit and resilience, and improve their positivity and well-being. Females who work with Peggy find themselves taking action steps that bring about big changes in their lives, changes they never thought they would experience. And this is what I mean by, I'm so glad you're doing what it is that you're doing. I'm so grateful that you're part of the KS Media Group. Thank you for bringing your gifts into the world. And why are you doing this work, Peggy?
Well, when I saw these statistics, it was really alarming. Like, women are twice as likely to suffer depression as men are. Young women are almost 3 times more likely to suffer anxiety and depression than men. And there's now a national emergency declared with the American Academy of Pediatrics when it comes to tween girls between the ages of 10 and 14. They're suffering more than they have in the past. ER admissions for self-harm have doubled. And in 2021, 13% of girls had tried to commit suicide 1 or more times. And it's just the mental there's always been a mental decline when it came to adolescent mental health. But since COVID, it's really been disproportionately affecting girls.
Wow. So that's what your passion is. That's what your why is. Why you're doing this work. And so, how do you help? How do you help women? We see there is definitely a need for it. How is it that you do that? Tell us about your programs and what it is that you're doing.
Well, when I saw these statistics and I knew that I wanted to do something, I wanted to make a difference from girlhood to womanhood. And I figured that I could probably just be a little pebble in a big pond, but I still tossed my pebble in because I wanted to make a difference. And so I started working with women and girls and realized that there were a lot of things that they had in common, but, according with different issues. And so a year ago, I created the Grit and Grace program for girls. And it's geared for girls 9 through 15. And we work on skills that help them deal with the ups and downs that they have in life. Um, we work on creating a positive self-esteem, positive self-belief. We work on developing their growth mindset. We look at their emotions and how to cope with the different emotions they go through. We look at bullying and peer pressure and body image and all the things that, girls deal with at that age. And so I started that program last year because I'm determined to try to reach as many girls as I can before they reach adulthood, so that they can have that confidence built within them to handle these ups and downs, these everyday stressors of life.
Yeah, yeah, it's such important work. Would any of you ladies like to ask Peggy a question about? Yeah, Annie, welcome.
Hi, Peggy. Thank you for sharing your work and being that pebble. I think we're all witnessing the ripples that you're making. Um, you mentioned growth mindset, so I'd love to hear a little bit more about how grit and grace can help you grow.
Well, we start our group each time with a group affirmation that every day and every way I'm getting better and better. We talk about different subjects each time. It's a 6-week course. So we look at those subjects. We look at our mind. First of all, they have to understand what mindset is and the importance of having a growth mindset. We look at how they can cope with changes, parents getting divorced, having to move away from friends, all of the things that are important to them at that age. And one of the valuable things about it is that they get to discuss their issues amongst each other. The time that they don't get to do that at school, there's no subject for that in school. And so this allows them to be able to see, hey, I'm not the only one whose parents are going through a divorce, and now I'm having to uproot what I'm used to. There's 3 people in this group going through the same thing right now. So that helps them feel like they're not so alone, and it makes them feel, okay, we got this. So it's all about understanding that they have what it takes. It's from within, and we just need to develop it.
Yeah, Susan?
I'm crazed over this, Peggy. I'm just really crazed over this. I'm so glad, when I first met you and learned that you were a teacher. I feel like the experience and, sort of a validation of being a teacher makes you the perfect person to really offer these groups. I am concerned about what you said about the American Academy of Pediatrics declaring a national emergency about these young girls. And so I'm going to, take my responsibility here and look more into that as my own call to action today. And I wanted to ask you, why is it, do you imagine that COVID had more of an effect on young girls than it had on boys? Where do you think that came from? Like, what is that about?
Because when we were in lockdown, girls tend to be more sociable than boys. And so they were missing their friends. They were missing the fact that they couldn't interact with their friends on a personal level. And so that was one area. Another area was that they spent a lot of time on social media, and social media can be really cruel. Boys generally prefer gaming. They're not going to be so much chatting with their friends all day long. But a lot of the negative came about because they were on social media so much during that time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with, again, looking at, the difference between girls and boys, and how girls definitely want to talk to their friends, and they would go to social media to find some type of connection, to find some kind of way to stay connected. So I can see that. I like what you said, that when in your program, how the girls are able to share with each other. And I mean, that's really how we feel too when we're in our groups, when we like to share with each other. It's because we really want to have a safe space to talk about the things that, we're going through, right? And
Yeah,
so,
and that's what they feel. That's why they don't like to see the program end, because it's like, oh, we got to talk to each other, you know. And I remember one class when I can't even remember what it was, the subject the topic we were discussing, but she said, I can't believe we're discussing this tonight because I had this problem at school today and I didn't know who to talk to about it, you know. So we had the discussion that night to help her. So yeah, they feel like it's a place they can open up.
yeah. Now, I know you're going to be speaking at the International Conference for Women, International Women's Day tomorrow. You're going to be speaking at
Yeah.
that conference, which congratulations, by the way,
Thank you.
for going up there. And so are you going to be talking about what's your subject going to be about? Same kind of thing we're talking here?
Tomorrow's subject is called Comfort's a Final Curtain Call. And it's putting an end to getting out of that comfort, staying in that comfort zone and going into their growth zone. So we're putting an end, closing the curtain on their story of staying in their comfort zone.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And now are you going to be telling people tomorrow about your programs? Are they online or are they in person, or how does that work?
Well, I'm excited that I'm getting ready to launch a women's program, just like I have for the girls. This one is going to be called Unleashed. And this program is going to be all about taking down those internal roadblocks that we build up for ourselves, and we don't live the life that we're wanting to live because of all the things the self-doubt, the inner critics, all the things that stop us. So this program is geared to just knock down all those roadblocks so women can live the life they've always wanted. I've had so many moms tell me when they enrolled their daughters, how I wish there was a program like this when I was growing up. It would have made life so much easier. And then some of them continue to say, I wish there was a program now for me to still go through these things that you're teaching my daughter. And so I listened. And so that's how Unleashed came about. And I'm going to be releasing that. We're launching in May. So I'm excited about that program as well. And both of those programs are either online or in person. I mean, if you live locally, or, I can, in traveling distance, because the women's program is a 4-month course and the girls program is 6 weeks. So I've done some in person, I've done some online, but location's not going to be a problem to reach you.
That's so good. That's so good. I love that you have it online. And I know that you also love being in person with the girls, right? In person with the women. How can people go to your website and look up those programs and dates and, cost and whatever?
Yeah, my website is www.peggymbell.com. Letter M, like marvelous or menopausal, depending on which day it is. So that's my website. I have in there about my girls course, Grit and Grace program, as well as Unleashed, and also my books, because I am an author as well.
And you've written several books, right? Well,
7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
7 books.
And some journals. And so I've got them all laid on my bed, getting ready to pack for tomorrow. So yeah. I looked yesterday. I looked at the bed. Everything was laid out, and I was like, "Wow, I did a lot of work through these."
Yes,
that's so cool.
Yes, your life's work.
Peggy, I have a question for you. When these girls, because I really wish when I was a teen, my parents were divorced when I was a tween, and they were the roughest years of my childhood, it was rough. So I'm just curious. I find this really fascinating that you have this group, and I think it's absolutely lovely. And I have read statistics about girls checking how many likes they get and all of that on social media and how it affects them. And so I'm curious, when they are finished with this 3-month, or is it a 3-month group? Did you say?
It's 6 weeks.
Okay. So like when they're finished with that, what do you see different than when they started?
I have parents that still contact me and tell me they put affirmations up on sticky notes all around the house, especially like if they've got something coming up that they need to worry about. They're, I had a parent not long ago tell me the sticky notes are all over the wall. So, and I am offering, like, I'm going back to do another program in Louisiana. So I offered, if they wanted to take a refresher course for, half price, very reduced, they could come in and do that. So I've got some that are going to be doing that as well because they liked doing it. So they want to come back and do it again. So, I have some repeaters. And so that's a good thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I think that is so cool. Just because of it, people are such bullies. They can be bullies behind the keyboard, right?
Oh yeah.
And girls can be at that age can be so mean to each other when they should
friends,
really.
They're friends one day and they're talking behind their back the next.
Yeah. Or in the same day sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good work. Is, Peggy. You're a speaker, you're a best-selling author. You've developed this program for girls and women. And where can people find out more about hiring you as a speaker to come and speak at their event?
On my website, I do have a page specifically for speaking. My goal this year is to get another website just for my speaking, but there is a page on there that talks about the topics that I speak of and where they can reach me. So it's all on that same website. There's also my email address where they can reach out if they want more information on either program.
What's the favorite book that you've written that you love? Your favorite title, your favorite book out of all the books, 7 books?
Probably this last one, and I have them packed, so I can't show it to you, but it's Stuck to Unstoppable. It was my last book just because it was transformational for me. It was what I went through for my transformation. I was almost 60 years old before I learned all these things that I'm helping women with now. I don't want any woman to have to feel like they're stuck in a toxic relationship or in a job that they're not happy with, or feeling like they aren't stepping into their full potential. I did that. I did that because of self-doubt. I did that because I was afraid of failing. I did that because I was afraid of being judged more than I already thought I was. So I was a spectator of my life more than a participant until almost 60 years old. And I don't want any woman to wait for that. So 20s, 30s, let's go. Let's get it. And
let's go.
If I can get you at 9 and teach it to you so you don't have that to deal with when you're older, it's going to become a part of your life, that confidence, that growth mindset. Let's go. That's why I'm wanting to touch the girls early.
As it should be. Why we have to wait till we're 60 to get it?
Exactly.
And I feel just like you do. And I always look and go, why aren't we teaching kids this stuff
in school?
Exactly.
Like, right. Like this is life. This is life skills that, and a lot of times the parents don't have it to give, right?
Exactly. Like I said, the parents come to me saying, I could use it now. That's why I'm putting her in, because I don't want her to go through with what I went through. So.
Oh, I love it. I love your work so much, Peggy.
Well, thank you.
Fabulous. Yeah, I love it.
You're going to be a busy lady. Not that you already are not busy, but you're going to be busier. Doing all the things you love, helping them.
I want to make that ripple just keep going.
Yeah. I also like that you said that you help girls 9 to 109. That again shows, the longevity of, it's never too late. It's never too early to begin, which is amazing.
Yeah, I had one of the talks I went to. There were ladies in their 80s, and they were asking me questions about their purpose and stuff. I was like, "Yes, let's go. This is your season of life. Let's go after it.
Let's get it." Yeah, Peggy, let's get the audience one more time to your website. Tell them your website again. And
it's www.peggymbell.com.
Good. Well, I appreciate you coming on again, doing this wonderful work. Thank you to the gang.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you, guys.
So good. So good. We'll see you all again next week. No, not next week, but in 2 weeks from now, we'll be back with another speaker and we're going to have a great time again. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hi, have a
Bye-bye.
good week.